Hello, my name is Devaney, and thanks so much for tuning into Short Not Sweet. This week, I want to talk about essential question, and that is, when is designer fashion worth the price? To me. Now, to me is very important in that sentence because I think it's so relative. When you decide to drop extra money on something, it's a personal choice, and so this is kind of like my approach to when I think, is this something that I really need to spend my money on? Am I just mesmerized by the label inside, the price and all these things? Or is it something that is really worth the extra coin? Okay, so the first thing that I consider when I'm trying to decide if this designer item is worth the price is quality. Now, I have talked in prior videos about how just because something is luxury, something is designer, does not guarantee that it's quality. It's full stop. It does not guarantee that, and you really have to pay attention to what's going into it, how the garment actually feels, a lot goes into it, and you cannot just assume just because it has that luxury label on it that it's going to be a high quality product. You just can't do it. And the next thing is, I've also talked about this in other videos, that just because something is high quality does not mean it's comfortable. I've talked about my feelings on 100% wool sweaters and all those kind of things. They are not always comfortable, and they're not just because they're, high quality things. It doesn't mean you're gonna always want to be wearing that. I just have to say it. It pains me to say it, but I had to put that out there. But sometimes when you're looking at a garment and it has just this, it's more substantial than a non-luxury item. It has this weight to it. It just has this extraness to it that okay, I'm looking at something special. And that's a lot of times when I'm like, okay, maybe this is something that's worth the price. The materials, maybe it's extra soft or it just feels really good. When you're, look, when I go to the store, I don't just be looking, I be touching. I be feeling everything up. I'm that person, you can't tell me not to touch. I'm always gonna do it, I just have to do it. I wanna get the full experience. And I'll give an example of something. I don't actually own this, but I know that it's very popular. And when I've seen this item in person, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. And that is the Kate, I think it's Scarlet cardigan. I think that's the name of that cardigan. You've seen it all over the internet. It's a beautiful cardigan, button up, this huge, chunky sleeves. And if you felt that cardigan in person, oh my God, the knit is impossibly heavy and thick. It's soft. I don't know. I don't own it again, but I wonder, does it pill? Because it's a sweatery knit material. I have no idea, but it screams quality. And if you see it in person, it's one of those things you really have to see in person to justify the stupid price that they want for it. It's ridiculous. And another important thing when it comes to quality is fit, how something hangs on you, and how it's cut. And a good example of that is frame. I've gotten into frame denim recently. And I guess they're not high luxury or whatever. They're more of a contemporary brand. But to me, they be charging $200-$300, sometimes even more for a pair of jeans. And that's luxury to me. That's not what I'm used to, okay? It's a little luxurious for me. And I got a couple of pair of pants from them on sale recently. And have you ever felt soft denim? Just straight out the box. You didn't wash it a bunch of times. Just straight out the box, just super soft. I got the barrel leg cut jeans, and they have this. I've looked and looked for barrel leg jeans that are not extremely expensive, and the ones that I've seen, they're either cropped or they just don't have that same silhouette that I'm really looking for. And the frame denim ones, they just have it. They just get it. I had to have it because of that, And another example is, again, frame. I recently also bought the satin cargos. A lot of people have been talking about those. I'm sure you've seen those on the internet too. And again, you don't have to get them from Frame. Frame charges about $430 full price for those. I got them on sale, but still, full price, $430. That's a stupid price for a cargo pant, especially because cargos are really a trend. And it's also in this satin, less, practical material, right? But first of all, the way that they're cut, the way they hang on you, and then the thickness of the material, there's just something about it that it's okay, I get, I don't want to pay full price for that, but I get why it's not the price of some of these other satin cargos all over the internet. So that's just how I approach it in terms of quality, looking at the fit, looking at how it's cut, looking at the materials, and again, it's relative. You're gonna look at it in probably your own way too. So the next aspect that I look at when I'm trying to decide if something's worth the price is the specialness, like the uniqueness of the garment, the attention to detail, the little things that set this piece apart from something else. It's like I have to see this thing and go, you know what? I've looked across the internet for something cheaper, a cheaper version of this, and I cannot find it. And an example that I have for those are, I have a pair of cargos. I'm obsessed with cargos, y'all. I got a problem. I have a pair of cargos from Girlfriend Denim. I got them on, I believe, Revolve or Forward, one of those websites. And I was really interested in getting a denim pair of cargo pants. And I had seen these on Instagram, of course. And they were like $2 something. And I'm like, come on, that's dumb. I'm not paying that price. Come on, that's ridiculous. I know I can find a cheaper version. And I just couldn't find a cheaper version that had all the detailing that these jeans had. I couldn't. I waited months before I bought these, before I actually pulled the trigger on these. But I couldn't find something with that attention to detail. And for me, that made it worth it. And I ended up having a little coupon code and I said, girl, let's do it. Because it's sometimes they have like these little ties around the ankle, the pockets. I feel like the denim, the wash of the denim is perfect. It's not too dark, it's not too light. They have just the right amount of pockets. And then when I got them in person, the way it fit me, just the little things that they did on these jeans made it worth it for me. Now I'll also give an example of something where I was obsessed with it, and then I found a dupe that was close enough for me, and that is a Kate denim shirt. I think it's the Kate Birdie top, and it's a denim button-up. It's oversized. It looks like it's very heavyweight denim, and I was obsessed with the shirt, okay? I had to have it. It was on my luxury wish list I put out a couple of months ago. I wanted this shirt. I was looking for it on sale because it retails for $720. What the hell? And so, I obviously did not buy it. I did see it a couple times on the RealReal for about $4 something, but I still didn't get it. I'm like, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. And so I put it off. I would Google it every couple of days, like, hey girl, how you doing? Miss you, love you. But then one day I was in Macy's and I saw this Levi's button up. And I'm like, wait a second. It's oversized, heavyweight, long sleeves. You can, roll them up a little bit for a more casual look. Snap buttons just like the Kate shirt. I put it on. It was giving me that exact look that I was going for. It's long. If you want to wear a legging, it's going to cover the whole outfit. And that was the dupe that I needed. I didn't need the $720 shirt because I had this shirt. It was on sale for like $48, and that checked the box for me. And it had the quality, it had the specialness. It just gave me what I needed. It checked that box for me. And so in that instance, the dupe was good enough for me. Another example of like specialness in a designer garment is just, it has unique detailing. And one example of that is I recently bought some MM6 Margiela jeans, and these are the weirdest jeans you've ever seen. They're kind of like, it almost looks like they were really super long, like they were LeBron James's jeans, and then you just like cuff them, and the cuff is like past the knee. Like most of the jean looks like a cuff. I guess they're called like the inside out jeans or something like that. And there's nothing else like that. There's nothing else quite like that. It's quintessential Margiela, like just weird, wacky, just something you're just not gonna find somewhere else. And I had to have them. Now I got them on a little bit of a discount, but there's some things there's just not a dupe for them. You're just not gonna find it. So in those instances, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swipe the card. I feel like that's worth it, and that's gonna add something super special to my wardrobe that I just can't find nowhere else. I just can't do it, and I give it up. I give it up, Margiela. You got me on that one, right? Now the next thing I want to talk about in terms of specialness or uniqueness is logo. Now for me, I love logo accessories. For me, logo accessories, totally worth it. I'm a logo hoe when it comes to accessories, when it comes to shoes. I have 2 pairs of Fendi shoes. They are Fendi'd out, Fendi. There are these Gucci boots that I love. I haven't bought those, and I'm not sure if I'll ever buy them, but I just love them. They have the GGs all over them in leather. Fabulous, Bucket hats, a logo bucket hat, that's my love language. Girl, just obsessed with that. That is me, Even like jewelry, there are these Louis Vuitton LV earrings that I try to get out of my head, but I can't. I have to have them, and I just can't do it. So for me, logo, when it comes to, in terms of a unique characteristic, like I do enjoy that on accessories and shoes. Not so much for ready to wear. There are a couple of exceptions. Like I do sometimes look at these Burberry check trousers. I think they're really cute, but they're like $720, and I don't really think they're worth it. And I still haven't been able to pull the trigger on those. So not so much with the ready to wear, but on accessories, when in terms of uniqueness, I do kind of think it's worth it in my wardrobe, because I think, you know, you wear a more simple outfit and then you throw on a logo bucket hat, you throw on some logo earrings, you throw on something like that, and it kind of feels worth it to me. I think it adds like a little flex, a little fun to an outfit, and it's really, you really barely even tried, you know? Now when it comes to logo stuff, I know you can buy like replica stuff, like I guess like on DHgate and all that stuff, like it has the logo, but it's not actually from the brand. For me, that's not really worth it, just because I think part of the logo is like the little flex, the little like, oh, look at me in my ridiculously logoed up hat or whatever. And if it's from like not the brand, then I might as well just get something else cute from, you know, something from Marshalls or something really cute. So for me, it's not, that part is not really worth the price. But again, it's super relative. So you have to decide if, you know, you want the logo, but you don't want it from the brand. Like you just want to, you know, have fun with it, you know, and that's fair too. Like it's all in what is important to you. Now, the last thing I want to touch on, something that I do consider when I'm buying, you know, designer items, is the cost. Not just the cost in terms of how much it's going to cost me to buy the actual item, but the maintenance cost. So just for instance, a lot of designer items, when you buy them, you're like, how am I going to keep this clean? You know, you're first of all, you might baby a little bit because you want to keep it, you know, in as pristine condition as possible, which makes total sense. But you're also worrying about, okay, now that I've worn it a couple times, how the hell do I clean it? You know, I can't just throw it in the wash regularly. And so I've bought like laundry bags and special detergent, and I gotta wash it on, you know, the delicate cycle. And then some things I don't want to put in the wash. You know, I want to take it to the dry cleaner, which is a whole different cost that you have to add on to it. Another thing to think about is when you're traveling, you know, like I have so many sunglasses at this point. I have some designer, some Amazon, whatever. When I'm traveling, I'm like, I don't want to bring my designer sunglasses because what if I lose it? You know, what if they get ruined? What if, you know, I go on the beach and some sand gets on? You know, it's something to think about when you're buying these designer items. And also in terms of traveling, like packing those items, because you have to think about, unfortunately, you have to think about, is somebody gonna go into my damn luggage and steal it from me? You know, if you're buying like regular things that are more accessible, probably you don't have to worry about that as much. People still steal regular things. But, you know, when it's a designer item, in terms of purses, I've watched YouTube videos and the girls they have to have a separate like carry-on just for their purses and stuff because they don't want to put it in their checked baggage. And I totally understand that. You're investing like, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in a bag, even more if you got like, you know, Chanel or Hermes and all that. And it's like, hell yeah, you're not gonna just go ahead and put it in your check bag. So it's something that you really have to think about when you're buying these items. And the last thing is alterations. If you buy something and you pay a lot of money for it, it better fit well. Like it better look good as hell on you. And sometimes, you know, for me, I'm short. I'm like 5'3" on a good day. So when I buy a pair of pants, first thing I gotta worry about is these damn pants gonna be too long. And in so many cases, they are too long and I gotta take them to go get hemmed. I had to get the frame satin cargos hemmed. That was like, how much was that? I don't remember how much that was, but it wasn't cheap, you know, like maybe $20 to get them hemmed, you know. I went to get those MM6 Margielas hemmed recently. That was $100. That was $100, and they also had to take them in because they're really wide on the waistband. $100 on top of how much the jeans actually cost. So these are all costs that add up, and you really want to consider when you're actually buying the item. I'm buying this item and then I have to pay on the back end too, just to keep it looking the way that I want it to look, to make it fit how I want it to fit. Is that worth it to you? So that is all for me. Hopefully it was helpful or a lot of fun to watch. If it was, maybe consider liking this video and subscribing to this channel. You can also check me out at shortnotsweet.com. I'm also on TikTok and Instagram at shortnotsweetdevaney. Thank you so much for watching, and please take care of yourself. Bye.